How is it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store's Days of Play sale has officially kicked off, and I am here to take a look at some of the deals. Haven't looked at the sale myself in terms of what the deals are. We did do the video late last night on the list that the PlayStation blog put out, but we didn't have the actual deals themselves. So let's get right into it. I really hope that Last of Us Part 2 is actually $29.99 and not $39.99, just because, like, bro, that game is literally $29.99 physically. Why would there be a digital tax? But will I be wrong about that? Will I be disappointed? Let us see. I am disappointed. Last of Us Part 2 is $39.99. Like, bro, they're literally selling this game $29.99 physically. I don't understand, and I'm not gonna go on an unhinged rant about Last of Us Part 2 right now. It's more of, why is there a digital tax on this game? And, you know, who cares about just Last of Us Part 2 in a vacuum, but why would you do this? Because if you're doing it for Last of Us Part 2, you probably would be doing it for other games sometime in the future, and I just see no reason for there to be this digital tax on the game, but nonetheless, that is $39.99. The remastered release came out a year and a half ago at this point. Why is this $40? Can anybody explain this to me? Even if you think this game is amazing, like, it came out 5 years ago initially, fine, remastered release a year and a half later, now it's still $40? Like, can somebody do something about this? But I digress. There is that. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, I do believe this is a new low for the game, 45% off for $38.49. They're baking it into that new PlayStation 5 bundle, so it looks like they're trying to get it into the hands of more people, so there is that. WWE 2K25 is $49, Astrobot $49.79. Forza Horizon 5 is in fact on sale, 20% off for $48. The Premium Edition is $80. The Premium Edition has a lot of quality stuff. Yes, you won't be able to take advantage of the fake early access, but you do have the expansions and the car pass included. I would say that's probably something worthwhile to look at. It is how much more expensive? $33 more expensive than the base game. The base game's still gonna give you a lot of great stuff, especially with the Realms update, but yeah, I love Forza Horizon 5. Obviously, it's a steep price to pay, but I think that allure of the Microsoft IP being available on PlayStation still holds some weight, and I think some people will end up paying $48. By the looks of it, it's doing very, very well commercially, so looks like the $60 price point worked out, and ultimately they'll continue to put the game on sale. It'll get down to $30 and price parity with the PC and Xbox release at some point, but for now, still at a heftier price point. Cyberpunk 2077 is $25. Phantom Liberty is $22.49. Tremendous games there. The Ultimate Edition is $42.59. I say games, but Phantom Liberty obviously an expansion. But man, Phantom Liberty is one of the greatest video game expansions of all time, and it's tremendous. So I would say if you don't have Cyberpunk yet, Ultimate Edition for $42.59. Yes, it's pricey, but it's very, very much worth it. So much replayability in that game as well with all the different endings and decisions. So yeah, definitely recommend that. GTA 5 Premium Edition, $15. The PS5 release is $19.99. Red Dead 2 is listed here, but there isn't a deal live for it. It's just $60. They have the Ultimate Edition on sale. That is $19.99. So I guess you could look at that. But nonetheless, Last of Us Part 1, $29.39 on that. I mean, that price point is at least a little bit more palatable, maybe to me, because I think of Last of Us Part 1 in such high regard, but it also came out at $70 because I guess it was seen more of as a remake, and Last of Us Part 2 was seen more of a remaster. Nonetheless, Last of Us Part 1 is tremendous. I see there's some mixed reception over on how Season 2 is being received, you know? I didn't watch the show, but I had a lot of buddies watch Season 1 and loved it. Season 2, seems like some people are upset about it. That's what I'm reading between the tea leaves, so you know, it is what it is as far as that's concerned. PGA Tour 2K25, $56 on that. Phasmophobia, 25% off for $14.99. Armor Reforger is $32. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is seeing the 20% off discount, $56. They did just add a PlayStation Plus premium trial. Let us see how long this trial is. Let us see. 4-hour trial. Okay, a 4-hour trial is decent. I really think KCD 2 gets going around the 6-hour mark, the 5 to 6 hour mark, but you know, 4 hours will give you a little bit of time. You'll get through the intro, you'll get into the world and whatnot. I mean, you'll get a decent time, but ultimately, you need to have PS Plus Premium. And y'all know how I feel about PS Plus Premium these days. Marvel Spider-Man 2, only the digital deluxe edition is on sale. I saw some people in my comment section calling this out for the scam that it is, where they just put like digital deluxe editions on sale and not the base game. It's like, bro, nobody wants the 5 unique suits for Peter and Miles. Like, relax. Nobody needs the additional photo mode items. Nobody needs the early unlocking for suits and gadgets and paying like, you know, $10 extra. We don't need that. Just put the base game on sale. All right, thank you. But nonetheless, there you go with that. Indiana Jones and the Great Circles base game and premium edition are on sale. The premium edition is 25% off for $75. There will be story-based DLC for that, so if you want to check that out, you can. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is $17.49. The cross-gen bundle is $27.99. So, yeah, those games are awesome. Definitely recommend it. We'll be interested, random, but interested to see if those games get Switch 2 ports. I feel like it makes a lot of sense. But, there you go with that. Dragon Age: The Veilguard, 50% off for $34.99. I know you guys been itching to play that. So $35 on that, and I know a lot of you guys just avoided getting the PlayStation Plus freebie. You would rather give them your money. So definitely something to check out there. I kid, but yeah, that is on sale. Star Wars Outlaws, 50% off for $34.99, and the Ultimate Edition is $64.99. I really do feel like in a couple of years, this is going to be a game that people look at and be like, does anybody think Star Wars Outlaws was underrated? I think there were a lot of things working against Star Wars Outlaws. I think the $130 Ultimate Edition, I think Ubisoft having a lot of negative goodwill. I think there were some issues at launch as well, but there's a genuine decent game here with Star Wars Outlaws. I still think $35 is too much, and I would have much preferred, you know, if Days of Play is going to be the celebration of PlayStation, Star Wars Outlaws being a PlayStation Plus title rather than Quadra A game Skull and Bones, but, you know, we can't have nice things, but I would still say $35 is too much. What I would do is I would wait for the Gold Edition to be on sale for like, you know, $30, $35 even, and then pick it up then if you're interested in it. Like, the Star Wars world is really cool, and I'm not even the craziest Star Wars guy, but I always like the world, and seeing Star Wars in an open world I think is pretty cool, and it is more of a scaled back open world than, let's say, an Assassin's Creed Valhalla and some of the other Ubisoft open worlds, which I just think are egregious with, you know, the level of content and diluting the content. Again, I think Outlaws is decent. I just wouldn't pay this price point for it. It Takes Two is $14. Metaphor Refantasio, 35% off for $45.49. Game is absolutely tremendous. Legitimately one of my favorite JRPGs of all time, and maybe even one of my favorite video games of all time. I thought Metaphor was outstanding. Like, that game is tremendous, so even at a heftier price point, I would say well worth it. But if you do have a PC or an Xbox, it is getting added to Xbox Game Pass here next week, I believe it is, or very, very soon. Crew Motorfest Deluxe Edition, $24 on that. DayZ, $27.49. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, $9.99 for that is outstanding. Definitely recommend that. That is a tremendous, tremendous deal. Devil May Cry 5 is great. I know the director of the Netflix show is under a little bit of fire because of some things he said about how he was gonna bring Devil May Cry back, and now, yo, he was bugging out about being misquoted or mispresented in an article or some social media post. So, you know, maybe I should back off. Maybe he'll get a little upset. But yeah, you know, everybody I talk to really like the Devil May Cry anime for what it's worth. So I heard a lot online of people being upset with it, but yeah, No Man's Sky, $24 on that. One of the best pickups you can make in terms of a game that's just going to give you endless free content updates, and you will get that out of No Man's Sky, which is great. I wonder if at any point they'll be like, alright, you guys got a decade of free updates, let's get like a $15 expansion or a $10 expansion. Like, I don't know how they're getting the infusion of cash coming in. I guess people pick it up, No Man's Sky, but credit to them. But I think at this point, if they did like a paid expansion, I don't think people would get too mad about it. But you know what? I'll take all the free updates for the game. I don't even play No Man's Sky like that, but every time I see a free update, I'm like, man, they're back at it again with another significant update. But there you go with that. Red Dead Redemption, $29.99 on that. I mean, RDR1 is tremendous. People will still look at that price point and scoff at it, given that it is a 15-year-old game, but yeah, it's one of my favorite games of all time, as is RDR2. And John Marston, one of the goated main characters, of course, and definitely a great pickup there. Next up, we do have Hell Let Loose, $25. Sea of Thieves for $19.99, good deal there. GTA, the Definitive Trilogy, $24. Need for Speed Unbound, $17.49. That price point's kind of nasty. High on Life, $19.99. Tekken 8 is $36. I like Tekken 8. I know that game is under fire from time to time with a lot of the DLC prices, I think, is from a lot of it. I think they were like selling arenas or something like that. Don't quote me on that. It's hard to keep up with every fighting game and everybody getting upset about various things, but yeah, $36 for that. The Forest, $5.99. Stray, $17.99. Last of Us Part 2, the base game, is $29.99. I swear that the physical release of Last of Us Part 2 is $29.99 for days to play. Let me just pull this up right now on Amazon. Last of Us Part 2 physical release $29.99, and PlayStation, I do believe, sets the days of play prices physically as well. It's not like the retailers are undercutting them or anything, so it's like them literally just pricing the digital copy more. So like, figure that one out. Terrible there, but what can you do? Battlefield 2042 is $15. Look, I've been hearing really good things about 2042, and that's the PS4 version. The PS5 version is $17.49. That seems too pricey. It's been down to $8.99, but again, I've been hearing pretty good things about 2042 these days, so good stuff there. Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition, $39.59 on that. Great deal for Forbidden West, given you got the base game and the DLC. I mean, the $40 might be a little bit pricey, given that it came out so many years ago, but that game is huge with a lot of content. Burning Shores I thought was pretty good, and while I thought Forbidden West got a little crazy narratively, I still overall thought it was a really solid game. And again, Horizon is like my comfort food video game. I definitely acknowledge the issues with it, but as far as games that I could just enjoy being in the open world and having a good time, like Forbidden West for me and Horizon in general is that I've completed Horizon Zero Dawn like 4 times. I beat Forbidden West twice. It's just great time for me with the Horizon games. I'll definitely play the hell out of Horizon 3 whenever that comes out, but absolutely the games have their issues. Alan Wake 2 Deluxe Edition, $32 on that is outstanding. You get the DLC with that as well. Really, really good deal there. Definitely recommend that. Mafia Trilogy, $11.99 for that. Great pickup there. Batman Arkham Collection, $5.99. Y'all know I'ma be there like a bandit recommending that in our under $10 video. Definitely recommend that. Why is Dead Island 2 listed as free here? I am confused. Oh, it's a free trial. I guess that's available for everyone, but it's just listed in this Days of Play sale. Okay, Dead Island 2, the game is $17.49, which is actually a decent price. It is available on Plus Extra. Lords of the Fallen, $19.59. That is version 2.0, so good stuff there. Fallout 4 Game of the Year, $15.99. Naruto X Boruto. How is that still $33? That is revolting. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake is $45. You know, a lot of buzz around Dragon Quest 1 and 2, so yeah, exciting stuff there. Borderlands 3, $5.99. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, the base game, is $9.99. Disney's Epic Mickey Rebrush, $29.99 on that is decent. Nine Souls, I know that game is beloved, $21. Great art style. I definitely need to play that at some point. That's one of those games that's been on my list for a while now. Teardown, $14.99 for that. Nier Automata Game of the Yorha Edition, $15.99, outstanding game there. Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 Royal Edition, $7.99. You know, like, I just recommend people to jump into KCD 2. KCD 1 doesn't have a PS5 upgrade. It is not as good as KCD 2 in my opinion, and, you know, some people will vehemently say, still play KCD 1. If you want to play KCD 1, up to you on what you want to do on that. $7.99 for KCD Royal Edition. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, $11.99. Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the Reloaded Edition, $19.79 on that. Risk of Rain 2 is $6.24. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is $28, which I believe is a brand new low on that. Lego Horizon Adventures, another one that's got a juiced up digital price versus its physical price. Let's pull this up real quick. And yeah, this is $29.99 if you do just buy a physical copy. And I'm bringing these up because it's Days of Play where Sony is promoting these deals on their first party games, and they are directly doing the deals. Like, it's one thing where, like, the retailers set the price points and maybe they're undercutting. Like, I don't know exactly how that works, but they're promoting these deals that are going to be available, and they're just undercutting their digital prices by the physical prices, which is wild to me. You would expect the inverse, but I digress. Just a bummer, and this is why maybe having a disc drive, not a bad idea going forward. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, like I said, $28 on that. Balatro is 15% off, but it is still available on Plus Essential, so you might want to check it out that way. Dead Space Remake, $17.49. Borderlands Collection Pandora's Box is $37.49. Hades for $9.99 is always a great buy. Final Fantasy VII Remake, $14.99 on that. FF7 Remake Intergrade is $15.19. Towers of Agazba is $21. You've got Skyrim Special Edition for $9.99. What else we got? Mafia Definitive Edition, $5.99 on that. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for $8.99. LA Noire is $19.99. Enter Magnolia Bloom in the Mist is $18.74. Tiny Tina's Wonderland's $11.99 on that. Chaotic Great, which is the cross generally, $17.99. AI Limit is just a 10% off discount, $31.49 on that. Shredder's 40% off for $17.99. Bioshock The Collection, 80% off for $9.99. Pacific Drive is 50% off for $14.99. I dug Pacific Drive in a lot of areas, but not really my cup of tea in terms of the survival crafting element to it. Doom Eternal, $9.99 on that is great. I think a lot of people are going to wait for Dark Ages to get around that price threshold before they pick it up, but you know, it is what it is. Alan Wake Remastered, $4.49 on that is great. Definitely recommend Alan Wake. That might be a new low for Alan Wake Remastered, so definitely a great pickup there. Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor Trilogy, y'all know I gotta recommend that at $12.49. Outstanding deal. Darkest Dungeon 2, $26.79. What else we got? Tomb Raider 1 through 3, $11.99. Tomb Raider 1 through 6, which is both remastered collections, that's $33. Guardians of the Galaxy for $9 is great. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League for $7. I mean, you're gonna have some mindless fun with that. Another Crab's Treasure, 50% off for $15 for Plus subscribers. Remember, that is getting added to Plus Extra, but pretty good pickup there. Shadow of the Colossus, $9.99. Done by Blue Point Games, who unfortunately have been iced because they were working on some live service trash. So, yeah, bummer there. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is on sale. Nier Replicant, $24. Doom is, that's Doom 2016, $5 on that. Dragon Quest XI S, Echoes of an Elusive Age is $19.99. Octopath Traveler 2, $29.99 on that is great. Slitterhead is $29.99. That game, I've heard very much be compared to like a janky PS3 era game, so take that for what you will. Tetris Effect Connected, if you're a Plus subscriber, $16 on that is really good. Definitely recommend that. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is $25. That's the Gold Edition, by the way, which does include AC3 Remastered, which is a pretty darn good pickup. Plague Tale Requiem, $24 on that. Nobody Wants to Die, 50% off for $12.49. Underrated banger there. Fairly short, but if you want something that has an incredible atmosphere, you'll get that with Nobody Wants to Die. Control Ultimate Edition, $5.99 on that is great. Definitely recommend that. What else we got? SpongeBob SquarePants, the Patrick Star game is $28. Bendy and the Ink Machine, $7.99. Dead Cells for $9.99 is great. Cat Quest 3, $14 on that. Bratz, Flaunt Your Fashion. I'm kidding. Yeah, you guys probably don't have any care in the world for Bratz, Flaunt Your Fashion, but nonetheless, that is on sale. Unknown 9 Awakening, the game that like absolutely bombed, $12.49. Neva, $13.99, done by Nomada Studios, same people that brought you Grist. So if you want something artistic and incredibly well designed from a visual standpoint, Neva will be that. $14 for that. What else we got? Division 2, new DLC just dropped on that, $7.49 for that. I'll end the video here. Kendo Bridge of Spirits, good, 70% off if you're a Plus subscriber, $65 if you're not. Master Detectives Rated Code Plus is $29.99. Always end up going longer because I see some decent deals. Dishonored for $5, obviously a great deal there. But yeah, ran long enough. We'll wrap up this video. Definitely some good stuff. Live Alive for $19.99. Shout out to that. That's a pretty good deal. What's Danganronpa at? $11.99 on that. Wish it would get back down to $7.99. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts. Definitely a lot of good deals here. We'll do our full breakdowns, you know, our typical videos in the coming days. So be on lock as far as those are concerned. Bummer to see stuff like Last of Us Part 2 and Lego Horizons being $10 more expensive digitally than physically. That stuff is always whack. But yeah, that'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.